Hi, welcome to another episode of the 8-Bit Retro Refix. You guys know that I do a lot of vintage computer repairs, 8-bit systems, Commodore 64s, Spectrums, etc. I have done a lot of repairs over the years, probably 15, 20 years now, from the likes of the PlayStation all the way up to PS4, same with the Xboxes all the way up to the Xbox Ones. Not too much with the Series X's and S's and things like that these days. There's not much faulting with them at the moment, apart from damaged HDMI ports, etc. So I was looking through my cupboard and I thought, what can I do a video? What can I show people what to do this week? Do a little bit, something a little bit different, rather than just doing 8-bit micros all the time. So I'm going to move up to about 2000, 2003. To when the launch of the original Xbox came out. So this Xbox, when I was looking around, came across it, and it's actually in a carrier bag. No, I mean literally, it's in a carrier bag. As you can see, all the parts are in there. We've got a fan moods bag. Everything's in there. Disk drive, power supply, hard drive, etc. I do have the case, empty case. So what we're going to do is rebuild this out of parts out of the carrier bag. Don't know whether it's going to work, fingers crossed it will. I don't know whether it's already soft modded, I don't know whether it's modded at all. I'm going to show you about the clock capacitor. We're also going to take a look into adjusting the laser. The drive that's in here came out of an old friend of mine, old Xbox, quite a long time ago. Tim, who was one of my best mates, my brother-in-law as well, is no longer with us unfortunately. God rest his soul. So that drive actually stopped reading backup discs back in the day and would only read the originals. So we're going to do a little bit of a laser tweak, a little pot adjustment on there to make the laser a little bit stronger, to see if we can get that back reading discs properly again. So if you're enjoying my episodes and enjoying the repairs, please consider a like and subscribe, and I suppose we better get on and put this little baby back together. So let's get to it. Right, so here we are. We've got us carrier bag full of parts for his Xbox, and now what I'm going to do first is laser adjust this. It's a little bit weak on the laser, so what we're going to do is reduce the resistance to the laser, which should increase the power to the laser. So I've already taken this top off here, but there's a screw here and there's a screw at this side here. The caddy that it sits in, it's just clipped in. You can see the clips, so there's one there and there is one there. It just this caddy just pushes straight off the bottom of it. You're able to take them two screws off there. When you take them two screws off, this top just lifts straight off and out, and then the bottom section just comes off the bottom. So what we've got inside here is we've got 4 screws. There's one there, one there, one there, and one there. These two top twos I've already removed, and what I do is I slacken that, take these 2 screws out, and I slacken these 2 screws, and then if we just hold the laser, you can see down there with the clip for the ribbon. So if we just push that clip out of the way with the screwdriver, it should just pop out like that, and the laser ribbon pops straight out. So what I'll do now is, look, I'm going to take this off there and just lift that laser gently, and we'll slide that out of the bar. And then we're going to do the same with this one. We'll just feed it back, and then we should just be able to get to the complete laser. We'll just slide that bar out of the way again, and then I'm just going to move the DVD drive out of the way for a minute, which just leaves us the laser. So I don't know whether you can see here or not. I'll try and zoom in a little bit. Here we go. So as you can see here, this here is the laser adjuster. You can take your multimeter readings from anywhere. There's a point there, there's a point at the top there, there's one at this side. I'm going to try and get the readings from this one here and this one here, because it might just be a little bit easier. This thing, you can see it's got paint on it, so what we'll need to do is remove that paint from off here so we can get into the screw, and then all we're going to do is adjust it slightly. What we're going to do is turn it that way, so anti-clockwise, very, very, very small increments. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to set my multimeter. Scope you back out. Oops, the other way. So I'm going to set my multimeter, and I'm going to bring it round to 2K. So you can see on screen now we've got 2K. It might be a little bit difficult on camera for me to do this, but we'll try. So if I can try and get into one of those little points at the bottom there, if possible. Wow, this is tiny. You do realise it is absolutely tiny. So trying to do it on camera is awfully difficult. It doesn't matter which way around you put these leads. So I'm going to try and get that one in there if I can, if it'll hold there. And can we get one on this side? Yeah, look. We've got one home, if you like. It suggests that this has already been adjusted, because 0.8, you don't take it any lower than 0.8. If you take it any lower than 0.8, it will burn out. So I'm just trying to take another reading from the other side of that now, see if it does make a difference. If I can. I'm fumbling around here like I don't know what. No, can't get to it. Let's try this way. Awfully difficult. Don't worry about touching the laser at the minute, we can clean that off a little later. No, that's open again, look. No, it's open. So let's see if I can get to this bottom edge. It's very, very, very difficult. It might be a bit easier if you took these two little screws off. You might be able to get into that edge a little bit more, but it's just more and more and more strip. Try and get on to them 2 points. And yeah, look, we've got one, haven't we? And I'm a little bit reluctant really to take this down any lower, with it already being at 1. I might just have a go at taking them little screws off bottom of there. If they'll come out. Yeah, they're coming out. I don't want to go much lower anyway. I'll just take it a little tweak. Not much. And take that little bracket off. We may be able to get into the laser screw. Where have you gone now? A little bit better. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. You can see that now, look at it, look. We're on 1.7. So what I'm going to do is just tweak that down. Keep coming down, look. So I've got 0.9. You are actually shortening the life of the laser, but as soon as this laser's already on its way out, I just sort of give it a tweak. We've come down quite a way, to be fair. We don't know that 1.6 or so, I think it was. 1% before when I was measuring it the other way, but this way it were 1.5 when I finally put it back on. So anti-clockwise is supposed to decrease the resistance. And clockwise is supposed to increase, which you can see, look. We're going up, 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 up. So I'm going to bring that back down, 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 down. I'm going to bring it to 1 and leave it there. We'll come down to 0.9. Now, we'll leave it around about 1. I'm just going to try and retest that now, across the 2 pins and see what reading we get. I won't show you on there, but you can see the multimeter. And that just gives us a completely different reading. But I'm taking that as a 1. Let's go off the other way that I did before, which was there and there. Yeah, 0.8 in it. So I think that's about best as we're going to get that laser. It might not even be quite as good. It might not even read anymore, to be honest, but we've got to try, haven't we? If all else fails, we just have to buy a new laser. Yeah, I'll have to leave it at that, I think. Right, so that's his laser adjusted. Let's just put that there like that. Get the first bar. So that's the laser adjusted. So I'm going to pull that back out of there now like that. I'm just going to take a little bit of lithium grease. I'm just going to put a little bit in there. A little bit in there. Should have gone right through, to be honest. Before we do that, I suppose I better put this bracket back on, haven't I? This little bracket is for the teeth, for it to adjust up and down. Move the laser back and forth, should I say. I'll pop this bar in here. And slide that under there. Just let it drop in, it's okay. You just push that bar into there like that. Oops, sorry, I'm dodging the camera. We'll lift this side up, slot that into the end of there, and push that underneath that screw there. There's some little stops up just up at the top of there where them bars go, so you can push them bars up to them stops. So, first of all, we'll put the first screw back in. Very, very fiddly. That's that first screw in. We'll nip this other side up. It's nipped up. push the bar up to that stop. We'll nip this screw. Be very, very, very careful with these screws. They do strip the tops out very easily. You can't see me doing that one, but going in. That's them in. So flick that clip out there, and we should be able to just slot that into there. Push it in from the other side, look, like that. And just push that forward and clip the clip in either side on there. So that holds the ribbon cable. So there we go. A little bit of lithium on there. Not so much. A bit on the other side. Bit into there. If I can. Not shaking all over the place. Wah! A bit much in there, but hey ho. That makes the laser move nice and neat. Really free across the top of there. Next. We're going to go for a little bit of IPA. And just get that little laser a little bit of a clean round. Don't go too mad on it. Just give that little base a bit of a clean off, since it's probably never ever been done. But it does look quite good anyway. So hopefully that should be as drives complete. I'm supposed to push this back down. If you want to know how to get that drawer open, if you look at this bottom here, yep. If you watch that top there, you can just see it. When I slide that, look. You see at the top? You can see the whole caddy and everything. This bit comes up towards, well, it goes down because it's upside down. But when I put the drawer back in, you can see it all go back into shape again. And move that bar up. So that what's release easy draw, and you can get to the laser easier that way. So this is the bottom edge that we took off first. Last, should I say. We'll just pop that back on there. And flip her over. There's the top shield gone, which I showed you about before. Which way around this goes? That way. So that just slots underneath there, like that. And goes down. So we take these two screws. There's two screws at the back that I didn't show you. There's just one there and there's one there. So I'm going to pop the ones back in first, so it holds the case into place. Help if I use the right screwdriver. That's the torque screws. So if you want to know what that is a Torx 10 screwdriver. And the top, oops. What's going on here? That. These are quite difficult because you've got to use the magnets part of the screw to get these in, and if you drop them, they disappear inside the drive. on that. Put his last screw in, and then we can get on with putting it all together. Stupid screwdriver escaping. So that is that. That is the caddy that it sits in. Like I said to you before, there's a clip there, clips at the side, look. The other one's down this side here. So all we do is just slot that back in there. It should just click in. Like that. There we go. Sat back in there now. So that is his DVD drive done as far as we know. I suppose we'll get to find out whether the laser's okay once we start it up. But we're not going to know until then. Let's do that. So, let's move it out of the way for a minute, because we don't need that. Let's pull the Xbox into play. Right, so first up, we're going to have the case and the motherboard. Excuse my coffee cup there. So we're going to drop the motherboard straight into the case. These just clip into the top shrouds. Might just take them out for the time being. So it's not needed. So put the motherboard back in. You can see up the top side there, you can see some little brackets stuck out. They're just sort of earthing things. So you want to put that into there like that. It's not gone as far back as it should do just yet. It needs to go further in. It's gone home now, I think. Yep. Yep, so that's all down. So now I need to get the screws in to hold that motherboard down. What are we going to use? Right. So again, most of these will be a Torx 10 when you dismantling this. This is reverse order. We'll just put that one in there. It's Torx 10. I think there's about 10 of these all the way around the board. Might be some longer ones for the back, which I think will go through the bracket for the AV port. There's lots of screws in this one, so there's some screws in there. We can put the power supply back in now. I haven't put screws in motherboard down this side down here just yet, because I'm not sure on whether they go through the power supply. I've got a feeling it doesn't, because I can see two mount screws there for power supply, but the power supply just slots in and slides back. Another little tip while we're in here, if you're opening these up, these power supplies are all different. This one's quite good because you can see down there it's solid, but a lot of these are loose and it breaks the connection ports off at the back here for the power supply and gives you all sorts of trouble. So if you are inside here, it's always good to check them 2 contacts for this power socket. So if I remember rightly, that should just go in there somehow. It's a while ago. Just slots in there like that. It sits down there like that. Did it go under them brackets? Yeah, it has done. So that holds that down. So we can take the power socket just yet. This is going to get awfully messy now. So we are short on a couple of screws. There's one missing from motherboard up there and there's one missing from down there, but we are short a little bit on them screws. So joystick ports. So the joystick ports is nothing more than a USB. That's right, these are just USB cables. Same wiring, they're just a different connector, but it is just USB. To get these in, if you put them that way, in like that, and just push them down, we'll put that wire back into that on that board there, out of the way. That's for the front control port for your eject, power supply, switch on, etc. I'm going to do the same with this one. I'm just going to put it in at an angled angle. Might have to undo that yellow wire again. Angled angle. That goes in there. And then we can put 4 screws back into the top of them. So these ones, you can see them plugs there, they just plug straight in. That's that one in. That's that one in. And we may as well put the main power cord on now. That's that in. Before I put them screws into that USB port, I know I'm going away from it, but I think I shall put the fan in. So this has got some clicks down there and some little guide things at the top of there. So it should just be able to slot straight in and onto there. Tip the Xbox up, you should be able to see them. There's 2 little bracket clips there, look. And there's the 2 slots for them bits at the back. So you just sit it in place into the holes like that and push down and it clicks into place. That's your cooling fan done. The fan it plugs in generally straight down that side there, if you can get it on. That's it. So the fan's plugged in. So what have we got left to do? We have just got the 4 screws to put into the joystick control ports, which I think I have just here. They're a bit longer than what the other ones were. Don't think these are original, but they are just self-tapping screws anyway. Right. Guys, I'm not taking this one off here because it's all okay. But I'll take a picture of this and put it up later. You see that capacitor? If you look down there, it looks like it's double ringed, you know, around it on the board where it shows you things should go. That is your clock capacitor. That keeps the date and time for about 6 to 7 hours after you've switched it off, so you can transport it elsewhere and you don't lose date and time. After about 6 to 7 hours, it loses the time anyway. These capacitors are known for bulging, leaking, and eating the boards away. 1.0 model, right up to 1.5 models, all have these clock capacitors on. This one's good, so I'm going to leave it for the time being, because I don't know whether I'm going to need to go back in here to replace the laser or not at a later date, so I'm not going to take that off just now. But if you've got a up to 1.1 version and that capacitor's there,
Just look them up on the internet. They are in the same place. The boards are different. Just get out of it and wiggle it until it breaks off. That's all you need to do. Just take it away, bin it, chuck it in the bin. It doesn't matter anyway. You're going to switch it on. You'll set that to date and time, and then off you go. So it just means that when you switch it on, you've got to set date and time every single time, which you do anyway if you switched it off and left it off for more than 5-6 hours. So what's the difference? What's the point? I don't know. But that's your clock capacitor down there. So tuck them wires down out of the way now. Now when you disassemble these from new, there's a screw in there and there's a screw in there. When we put them back, we don't bother. There's no need for them really. But I've never bothered putting them back in. So let's power it on. Connect the power cable. Tags to the top. Tags to the top. That's that in. IDE cable. Pushes in. So all we should be able to do now, let's get that out of the way, is wiggle it until it drops into its mounts. You can see it's still stuck up at the back there. If you don't get that right, the case top will not go on. So you need to get this right. So if you just lift the DVD drive a little bit until it wiggles in. There we go, that dropped on there. You see, this side's up now. So I'm going to have to do the same again with this one. Try and get this to drop down on this side. Just wiggle it around a little bit. And the back side's up to back again. Come on. There we go, that's that down. So, that's his DVD drive in. Hard drive. Again, these hard drives, they hold a couple of screws that'll hold it in originally. Goes that way around. The power cable comes up this slot here, so you just put a couple of cables in at once. Don't try and put them all in at once because it won't happen. There's a little cable tie there to stop you from pulling it too far through. So they just go into that S slot, like that. And again, we wiggle around until it drops down into the hole properly. And feed that cable round underneath there. That's his power cable. This thing folds in a really strange, weird and wonderful way. I don't know whether I put that in first or that in afterwards. Let's go for IDE cable first. Nope. IDE cable in, put the power cord in. That goes around there, that all tucks underneath there, nice and neat. That goes down there, and if you look here, there's a little slot. That little slot is for the IDE cable to go underneath there. And that, my friends, other than putting the top on, is the Xbox rebuilt. So I've got you a little bit of a precarious angle for a shot here. I haven't got much room in this in the office. So let's see if it turns on. I've not tried yet. I've all I've done is couple the power cord in, put the aerial in, switch the television on, and I'm just going to press the power button for the minute and let's see if it boots. If it boots up all okay, I'll reposition the camera and then we'll take it from there. Okay? Yep, we've got the clock. That's because it's been unplugged for more than 6 hours. Woo! Right, I'm just going to move the camera angle and we'll have a look to see if this drive works. First up is Evil Dead and a fistful of boomsticks. So let's see if this drive works. Well, that's a plus, it's ejected. In goes the disc. Oh ho ho ho, looks like she's running. Oh yeah, look at that. Well, that looks quite good. Okay, so that loads up. Let's try another game. And then I'm going to try a backup as well and see whether that works. So next up, I'm going to put on is on a Musha. See if that works. That loaded up fine and dandy. So it looks like a disk drive's working well. But the question is, has it ever been modded? Has it ever been soft modded, or has it ever been modded? Let's try a backup. So this is SSX Tricky for the Xbox. No. So it doesn't read a backup. So it looks like it's a standard Xbox. It's never been bothered with or anything, no hacks or anything like that to it. So yeah, maybe that's another opportunity for another video. Should let us know in the comments if you'd like me to do that and show you how to soft mod one of these Xboxes. So I'll just try one last disc just to make sure it is fully working. Oh. But you just love how it starts up with Grand Theft Auto Vice City with the Commodore 64 boot screen loading up there. I really do like that. Well guys, that looks like the Xbox is back up and running fine and dandy. So what did you think of that? The Xbox rebuilt from a carrier bag full of parts. Thankfully, the hard drive is locked to the motherboard, so thankfully this hard drive came with this motherboard. But as you can see there, we've put it all back together. I've showed you how to do the clock capacitor, which keeps the date and time for you.
I've showed you how to adjust the laser. This one's getting a little bit on the low side now, so I'll look for a new laser and pop a new laser into this one anyway. You've seen it is running games again, but it is old and it is getting a bit on the laser side. So I'll look into either another drive or another laser to put into this unit to bring it good. If you'd like me to do a soft mod on this drive, to show you how to do that, please drop me a comment in the bottom and I'll show you how to do that. It is quite simple, to be fair. There's a couple of games, I can't quite remember what they are, but one of them is definitely the original version of Splinter Cell. You can't do it with the beta version, it has to be done with the original version of Splinter Cell. I think there's 2 more other games, but I can't quite remember off the top of my head what they are now without looking them up. But you use that, you use a USB adapter and then a USB card, a USB device on there. To do the soft mod, you need Splinter Cell. You also need a save game state for Splinter Cell on a USB stick. So if you buy the adapter that can plug into here, so you can plug USB sticks and USB joysticks into this joystick port, you can copy the save game state from the Splinter Cell onto the hard drive, put Splinter Cell in, start it up, load your save state, which is the hacked version, and then that will transfer all the files that's required onto the hard drive, and that will make it run backups. You've only got 10 gig in there, it is locked down. You can't change the hard drive out unless you do a swap trick. It's a little bit iffy doing the swap tricks, but you can do them. Either than that, if you put a proper chip in it, you can unlock the drive and it doesn't matter anymore. You can put whatever size drive you feel like putting in there and fill it up, so you don't have to use the laser too much in the disk drive. So again, if you'd like to watch me do a soft mod on that, I'll quite happily do that. Again, if you've enjoyed these videos and you've enjoyed this one, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. It all helps. We've just passed this 500 mark. This down because it's a heavy brick. We've just passed the 500 subscribers mark, which is absolutely fantastic. Just over 12 months. I never even thought that I'd get anywhere near. So I really do appreciate you guys hitting that subscribe button for me. If you've got any consoles or anything like this that you want me to take a look at, I'll quite happily do that. You'll find me email, hit me up and I'll have a look at that for you. We have got some other videos coming up soon. There's a few YouTubers now that's sending me some parts down to get repaired. We've got Si from Ginger Hippie Gaming, got that right Si. Philips CDI that needs the clock battery changing. He's sending the Amiga CD down for its capacitors replaced. And on with Martin's A1200 at the minute from Hobby Lodge. It came in faulty with the grey screen that we're going through slowly on that one. There's lots and lots of faults, lots and lots of chip legs that are not solid, etc. Somebody's had a really good go at this system, so I'm having to go back all over their original work to make sure everything they've done is correct before I can move forward. So I'm just waiting for some parts on that to come to arrive, and then hopefully we might be getting the video out shortly on that one. We've also got Sega Zombie. He's going to be sending me a Commodore 64 that doesn't load discs, and the keyboard's faulty. He's also sending a Spectrum 128 as well, which has got a memory issue, so we'll be looking at replacing the RAM in that. So we've got lots and lots of things to be coming up with in the future. If you want to be notified for them, again, hit that bell and you'll be notified for all the upcoming videos. So once again, thank you very much for watching another episode of the 8-Bit Retro Refix, and I think it's time just to say goodbye.